the show's over. See you next time.
Next time?
What up,
When's
everybody?
that?
Pretty soon.
This
Don't
Kenny
worry.
here,
Pretty soon.
getting ready to start Triple Threat Wrestling Radio.
In a little
Right after
while
this,
now.
Win
Goodbye,
Stimpy in the background.
Yeah, goodbye, folks.
So, let me go ahead and
For the DR.
mute that and hear a little thing. Start the encoder. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Triple Threat Wrestling Radio right here on itmiradio.com and chillinbroadcasting.com. Just finished the Red Bastard Sports Show moments ago. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this evening here on February 9th, 2012. I'm going to go ahead and get Jeff on the phone line ASAP. We're going to recap Raw, SmackDown, Impact, and TNA has a pay-per-view coming up on Sunday called Against All Odds. We'll make our pay-per-view predictions on that. And we have a rescheduled interview. And Ebo's telling me to turn up my volume. Hold on a second, guys. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check. Let me get Jeff on here real quick. Apparently, Patriots fan, well, he was here and now he's not here. I'm being told to turn my volume up. So I'm on it. I'm clicking the call button, get Jeff on here. So like I said, we got plenty of stuff to recap tonight. This is a weekly wrestling recap show. And we're going to get to the recapping as soon as Skype decides to get Jeff on here. It's funny. The more I upgrade Skype, the same problems I get. I'm pressing the call button and it won't dial Jeff for some strange reason. I don't understand why my volume is low unless someone try to screw up my volume settings in the household. I mostly say that because Jeff will blast the volume and you'll be as quiet as a mouse. Yeah. It is a douchebag program. Jeff, if you're still in the Skype, if you're still in the chat room, just hang in there. There you are. What's going on,
bro?
man? Sorry.
What's going on with you?
I'm good. Sorry for the late dial. For some reason, Skype just being Skype on my end. But now that you're here, we're gonna go ahead and get this show going. Let's go ahead and I see Patriots fans been banned forever.
For life, yeah.
Reason douchebaggery.
That's a nice reason.
All I know is Patriots fan can't be mad at me. I have no admin power.
I didn't do it.
whatsoever.
I didn't do it.
So
Look who did it.
I mean, I may be the host of the show, but I don't have admin power, especially when I keep on refreshing my computer and my catch and my cookies weekly. So, let's shout out to the people that's in the room. Myself, Ebo, for Florida Gagging with Ebo, Rat Bastard Jeff, Dr. Myth, and Bronny Master. All right, let's go ahead and recap Friday Night SmackDown from last week. As soon as all right, here we go.
I didn't get to see wrestling this week.
Oh.
The website was fucking down on the internet. FCC closed it down for me, bitches. And then I was getting ready to watch it, and I got a business call, and that business call turned into 4.5 hours.
Damn.
Yeah, but it was worth it. So I didn't
Uh,
get to watch it.
all right. So here's your recap here on SmackDown. Sheamus, who won the Royal Rumble, hasn't that Sheamus has gone on to say that he's not going to make a decision on what championship he's going for until after the Elimination pay-per-view, which is about a week and a half away. It's not this Sunday, it's the following Sunday. And all the assumption is that he's going to challenge World Heavyweight Champion, which will likely be Daniel Bryan if he survives the Elimination Chamber. Um, it started off on SmackDown with Teddy Long announcing the participants that's going to be in the SmackDown Elimination Chamber. And here are your 6 participants: Daniel Bryan, who's the champion, Wade Barrett, Randy Orton, Big Show, Mark Henry, and Intercontinental Champion Cody Rhodes. Those 6 men will compete for the World Heavyweight Championship. And the winner of the match will defend the championship at WrestleMania. Then came World's Strongest Man Mark Henry. He wasn't pleased of being in this match. He felt that he deserved a one-on-one title opportunity. And he confronted Teddy Long. And then Teddy Long first said, you know what? You don't want to be in this match? You got it. You've been removed from the Elimination Chamber match. And Teddy Long took it a step further. He ended up suspending Mark Henry indefinitely. And just when Mark Henry was about to attack Teddy Long, came the rescue of the Royal Rumble winner, Sheamus. So Mark Henry is out, and guess who will be replacing him? A fellow... The Great Khali will be replacing Mark Henry in the SmackDown Elimination Chamber match.
Great.
So now it's Bryan, Barrett, Orton, Show, Khali, and Rhodes. Speaking of Sheamus, he defeated Cody Rhodes. Let's see. Primo and Epico defeated Santino and Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Yeah, Hacksaw Jim Duggan making an appearance as Santino is looking for the right partner to challenge Primo and Epico for the tag team gold. And so far, he's 0-2. And WWE pointed out this statistic here. For the 70th week in a row since moving to Sci-Fi, SmackDown became the #1 rated show of Sci-Fi. So they've been #1 every single week since moving to Sci-Fi, I believe was 2010. Yeah, 2010, right around Thanksgiving, 2010. So there you go. Big Show and Daniel Bryan continues to go at it. Natalia is now farting. Yeah, in case you haven't been paying attention, Natalia ended up with the farting gimmick. Evo says, I think it's time to let Jim Duggan back into the nut house. You know, I guess just weeks removed from the 25th anniversary of the Royal Rumble, which he was the first ever winner. They just thought, okay, I'ma just put him back there for one more time for all time's sake. I really don't think Hacksaw Jim Duggan's that crazy as Evo think. Maybe because too many whole chants or whatever, or USA, I guess he'll be in the American Nut House. Obviously, a lot of people are not so happy with Natalia gimmick. She's farting. She was doing some exercises with Beth Phoenix prior to a match, and then she got caught farting. Pass gas or farting, whatever you want to call it. Oksana and Tamina loses to Beth Phoenix and Natalia. And that's pretty much going to conclude your SmackDown update. Let's see. Chris Hero signing with WWE. He's from the indie circuit. I think he's been on Ring of Honor. He's a talented wrestler, so keep an eye on him. He's going to be heading into the developmental circuit. Florida Championship Wrestling. Now on to Monday Night Raw this past Monday night, and I'm just going to get to the top story here. In case you haven't heard, on WWE.com, John Laurinaitis, and of course this is a storyline, John Laurinaitis still has his job. He's not being fired. Board directors got together, made a decision that Laurinaitis will remain the executive vice president of talent relations and interim general manager of Raw. I mean, even if he were to get fired, he would still have his real job, which is executive vice president of talent relations. It's the general manager thing that the board of directors were looking at. Oh, and speaking of Laurinaitis, he made a match between John Cena versus Kane in an ambulance match. Take care, Dr. Myth. So yeah, John Cena and
An ambulance match?
that is correct, an ambulance match.
What the fuck does that mean? The first one that gets put in the ambulance loses?
That is correct.
That's gay.
There has been ambulance matches in the past for WWE, and considering that Zack Ryder, who's John Cena's friend, ended up in the ambulance because of Kane, that's kind of, and with this rivalry and everything, might as well make it an ambulance match.
Yeah, you know Monday night, 13th, gonna be here in San Diego.
Oh yeah, next Monday night, and it's been announced that Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels
Yeah.
will be making an appearance.
Yeah.
Now, Monday Night Raw kicked off with Triple H, who thought he was going to fire Laurinaitis, but then came Undertaker interfering, letting him know, hey, I want to challenge you one more time, WrestleMania streak versus whatever Triple H want to put on the line. So Triple H acts like, well, I got all this respect for you. I don't want to end your career or whatever. Because remember, WrestleMania last year, Undertaker got whooped. And even though he won the match, he didn't walk on his 2 feet. Triple H did. So even with that, Undertaker...
What happened with that? What happened with that crap Monday night? Did Undertaker show up at all or no?
Undertaker did not show up, but there was a video, like a montage of Undertaker in the background saying, this is not over. I'm giving you one more chance of immortality. I will not let what happened last year be the last impression, the last piece of my career.
So the Undertaker wants to fight Triple H again.
He wants to challenge him. He's calling him out for WrestleMania.
Well, you know what that means, right? So Triple H is accepted already?
He's at the moment he's saying no, but with the storyline, eventually he will accept the challenge, probably after the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. So they just letting this sort out, and then right after the Elimination Chamber, I'm assuming Triple H will have no other choice but to accept the challenge. So it is going to happen. It's just a matter of Triple H saying yes, but it will happen. And where Shawn Michaels coming to Monday Night Raw next week, that may lead to that may make the decision interesting for Triple H. Also, what happened on Monday Night Raw? Big Show defeated Daniel Bryan by a count out. And remember last month when Daniel Bryan's girlfriend got ran over? Well, AJ almost got ran over again. Only this time, Big Show pumped the brakes. And Daniel Bryan hightailed it and got himself counted out. And those two are going to be in the Elimination Chamber. So Daniel Bryan with this whole gimmick has been weaseling his way out. So how's he gonna weasel his way out of the Elimination Chamber? He's gonna have to be lucky, as far as I'm concerned. Also, let's see. Sheamus defeated David Otunga, aka Carlton Banks. Chris Jericho. You know, Chris Jericho's been a man of a few words since coming back to the WWE last month. Well, Chris Jericho finally spoke a lot longer than usual, and he accuses wrestlers of stealing his style, stealing his moves, stealing his gimmicks. He accused Dolph Ziggler. Well, you have Vicky Guerrero as your manager. I had Stephanie McMahon as my manager. Kofi Kingston's doing moves that I used to do. Let's see. He also talked about R-Truth saying, he says, "What's up?" I say, "Shut the hell up." And he went after CM Punk because of his Best of the World and the t-shirt. So CM Punk comes in and engaged Chris Jericho. He's mocking him with the silent treatment. He didn't say anything. Punk did not. Normally when Punk got the mic, you know he's going to say something. But he didn't say anything at all. He just, he pretty much mocked him, giving him the silent treatment. Also on this past Monday, Tamina picks up the win for her team. Eve Torres, Kelly Kelly, and Alicia Fox. They defeated Beth Phoenix, Natalia, and the Bella Twins. Now, on a WWE.com video, Beth Phoenix said that, well, I've beaten everybody. There is no competition left for me to face. And yet, she has never faced Tamina one-on-one. Now, Tamina is the daughter of Jimmy Superfly Snuka. So, although WWE and the Divas matches are short and stuff, this could be interesting. Why not make it happen for Elimination Chamber? Beth Phoenix versus Tamina. Have them face off. I think that will be an intriguing match. Oh, and as Monday Night Raw went off the air, Kane decided to get all creepy, got all close to Eve, and she looked like she got out of a shower or whatever. She had a towel wrapped around her, and Kane got out close, letting her know that John Cena's going to embrace the hate one way or another. So it's just kind of like a scary scene. What's going on, Rocket Man? Yeah, it's kind of like a scary scene. One of those scenes you watch in horror movies, and the woman just minding her own business, and then the monster comes out of nowhere and just scares her, threaten her and stuff. You know, that type of deal. Let's see. Oh, and there was a 6-pack challenge between the Monday Night Raw Elimination Chamber participants. The winner of the match will get that will enter out of the chamber last in the WWE Championship match at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. So during the match, R-Truth went for a somersault, and he landed on Miz, and then he ended up flat on the. He took a bad, nasty fall. R-Truth's not known for high flying maneuvers, but he took a bad fall after that one. R-Truth was carried by referees. He was unable to continue with the match, so it was down to 5 people instead of a 6-pack. It's a 5-pack challenge. CM Punk looked like he was going to get the pinfall victory. And then Chris Jericho awards Punk the victory, and he picks up the pieces. He goes for the pinfall and picks up the victory, which means Chris Jericho will be entering out of the WWE Championship Elimination Chamber match last. He's going to be the last person out. So that gives him more of an advantage. heading into the pay-per-view. So with Jericho and Punk got each other's attention, you know that these two men will face each other at WrestleMania. Either Punk's going to be the champion or Jericho's going to be the champion. I don't see one of the other guys winning the WWE Championship. I think it would be too early for Chris Jericho to be champion just a month coming out. Walking Man in the chat room's asking, did you hear there is heat backstage between The Miz last Monday and Survivor Series because of low buy rates? Man, Miz been getting Miz has not been looking good. I was mad when Jericho when he pulled CM Punk off and got the win from Raw. Well, that it happens. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up on Rocket Man because Miz, here's a guy who was in the main event last year's WrestleMania. And all of a sudden he's getting a bad rap. I don't know if it's he looked fine to me competing at the in that tag team match at Survivor Series. But I guess that wasn't the case for Vince McMahon and the front office. So I guess according to reports, Miz is to lose every single match. And if that's the case, I think we all know he's not going to win the WWE title match at the Elimination Chamber unless he somehow earned a good graces and such. R-Truth did suffer an injury. He didn't suffer anything serious from that nasty fall and that somersault. According to WWE doctors on WWE.com, it looks like R-Truth won't be missing any time. He'll be good to go for the Elimination Chamber match for the WWE title. He's good to go. Took a nasty fall, shake it off, and get ready for the chamber. Him and Little Jimmy. But R-Truth is good to go. So, let me look here. Yeah, that pretty much is the update for Monday Night Raw, the recap, I should say, for Monday Night Raw of this past Monday night. Shawn Michaels, as I pointed out, he will be there next week. So he's definitely going to, you can definitely bet he's going to play a role in this Triple H and Undertaker storyline. I mean, Shawn Michaels, to this day, he's mad. He's pissed off that he pushed Undertaker to the limit, and yet he didn't get the job done. He didn't defeat him. Gotta wonder, how does Shawn Michaels feel? Not just the wrestler, but the person himself. How must Shawn Michaels feel to know that Triple H is now getting a third shot at Undertaker, or the chance of him getting a third shot? Undertaker's had some decent matches at WrestleMania, but his great matches, back-to-back years, against Shawn Michaels. I mean, there's no denying it. And, he put out a great match. And for people to say that maybe Shawn Michaels is going to come back to wrestle again, I say that's not happening. I mean, he's going to be making appearances just like he's going to do this coming Monday night. But I don't see him coming back wrestling full time. The man is in his mid-40s. And I just don't see him coming back as a wrestler full time. Look, we all go after people who stay in wrestling way too long. And not only that Shawn Michaels is retired, he's retired healthy. That wasn't the same case for Edge, who's going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. Edge was forced to retire because of an injury. Shawn Michaels went out on his own terms. He went out healthy, no wheelchair. I mean, he has a couple of kids. You think the kids want daddy to be in a wheelchair for the rest of his life? No. And I say good for Shawn Michaels. Stay retired. Don't come back. And just live a healthy rest of your life. You know, you got nothing else to prove. Got nothing else to prove. Coming up in about 4 minutes from now, rescheduled interview with Kimberly. Now, if you recall, a few weeks ago, I tried to get her on the show, but due to circumstances, she was unable to call in. Well, I have her rescheduled for tonight, and she will be calling in about 4 minutes. And later on tonight, later on in the hour, going to recap Impact from last week. They were at Dr. Myth's territory. They were in across the pond. They did a couple of pre-recorded tapings. They did one for last week, and they did one for tonight. And tonight's show is going to be at London. I'm definitely going to get into it. Hulk Hogan, after a few months hiatus, hasn't been seen, haven't been heard much since Bound for Glory. He's back in the spotlight, but he's not back wrestling. I will tell you why Hulk Hogan is back storyline wise. I'm going to get to that a little bit later on tonight. And also, WWE, Zack Ryder, who is recovering from injury, but he still got time to do his YouTube show. So after 50 episodes of Z True Long Island Story, WWE finally caught the attention of it. His show is moving to the WWE YouTube channel, and they're going to be having Zack Ryder's going to be having his YouTube show on Fridays, and it's been moved from his YouTube channel to the WWE channel. If you may have noticed, WWE has a lot of new YouTube weekly YouTube shows that they're doing this as part of the new YouTube channel. Rocket Man wants to know, what is the Wing King thing? I don't know what you're talking about, Rocket Man. But TNA is getting ready for Against All Odds pay-per-view, and we're gonna make our predictions on that. And a special guest is calling in right now. Let me go ahead and add her to the call. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest at this time, an indie pro wrestler all the way from New Jersey. Her name is Kimberly, and she's joining us right now on Triple Threat Wrestling Radio. Good evening, Kimberly. Hey, Kimberly.
Yes. Oh, hey. Hello. Now I hear you.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing real good. I was just telling the listeners moments ago that we had you rescheduled last month, but due to circumstances, you was unable to call in, and we now have you rescheduled for tonight. So thank you for being part of the show tonight.
Yes, and thank you for having me, and I'm glad everything worked out this time.
Absolutely. So, Kimberly, why don't you go ahead and tell the listeners a little bit about yourself, and how did your wrestling career got started?
Well, I was trained at Combat Zone Wrestling, CZW. That's how this...
Kimberly, are you there?
Okay.
Oh, there you are.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Not sure what
Hello?
happened. Yeah, I'm still here. You still here?
Yeah.
Okay. You go ahead and start over and
Yes, I'm here.
okay. All right. So as go ahead and talk a little bit about yourself and how did your wrestling career got started.
Well, I started about 2 years ago. I started training at the CZW Wrestling School under DJ Hyde, who's the owner and the head trainer there. And I'm actually the first female to ever graduate from the CZW Wrestling School, which is pretty exciting. And it all just kind of, it was a cool opportunity that was, I kind of fell into. I had always been a fan when I was younger, and the opportunity to train came about, and I took it, and the rest is history. So.
Okay, I got one of my good friends giving you a compliment, Andrew Browningmaster. He goes on to say, Kimberly sounds cute. Yeah, so
Well, thank you.
so let me ask you this, Kimberly. You spell your name differently. It's not Kimberly as in Kimberly. It's Kimber and then Lee Lee. It's a
Yeah.
nice way to put it there. Is that actually your real name, Kimberly?
Is that actually my what?
Is that actually your real name?
Kim, yes, it's my real name.
All right. So talk about some of the wrestling organizations you work for.
Well, some of the places you can catch me regularly is I'm always at CZW. I will be there this coming Saturday, actually, in Voorhees, New Jersey. Another company I'm at regularly is NWA Force One, which is next weekend in Hamilton, New Jersey. And I recently debuted for ECWA, and they're having me back on April 21st. So, other than that, I'm kind of all over the place. Pretty much every weekend I'm somewhere. So if you stay up to date on my Twitter and Facebook, that's where you can find out where I'm going to be next.
All right. You can follow Kimberly at Twitter. You can follow Kimberly at Twitter, KimberLee90. Kimberly 90, 9 and 0, as in the number 0. She's our guest this evening here on Triple Threat Wrestling Radio. Who do you consider as influences in your wrestling career?
Well, when I was younger, I was always a big fan of China, and what I liked so much about her was that she could get in the ring and go with the boys just as easily as another man could get in the ring and wrestle with the boys, and I always loved that because I always wanted to be just as good as the guys. And another person I find a lot of inspiration from is Sarah Del Rey. As far as the independent scenes go, I think she's is the best women's wrestler in the world. Just I really look up to her too, and she's another girl that can get right in the ring and go with the guys. So.
Oh, absolutely. China showed that she can hold her own, and Sarah Del Rey, I mean, absolutely. She is indeed the best female wrestler in the world right now. Just her hard work, her dedication, and she's just someone not to mess with. Pretty much, she's
Definitely.
she's someone not to mess with. So, what is your thoughts on the divas and the knockouts? And I mean, obviously, I'm from a lot of former guests. They more on the side of the knockouts because their matches are longer and they have actually talented women wrestlers. But what's your take on the divas and the knockouts?
Well, I can't, because of my crazy life schedule. I'm still a student in college. I rarely actually get to catch Impact Wrestling, I guess it's called now, not TNA. So can't really comment on them too much. But as far as the Divas go, it's pretty sad to me. So whenever I get a chance to catch Raw and see what women's wrestling is on the WWE, just knowing what women can do from seeing the indies, potential that we have, and then what is portrayed on the WWE. It is saddening because the women can do so much more and should be given the chance to do what we can do, I think.
You know, and me being a WWE fan, I'm a TNA fan as well, and I will say this: they do work hard, but like you said, and like a lot of people say, they just need more than 2-3 minutes. I mean, the guys,
Definitely.
the guys, as far as I'm concerned, they get like 10-15 minutes to either have a match or have a segment, and the Divas don't get squat. And you have Beth Phoenix, you have Natalia, and you have Eve. You got talent there. I even like Jimmy Superfly's daughter, Tamina. They have talent. They just don't get a lot of airtime, pretty much. And it is sad. I don't know if it's Vince. I don't know if it's some other people, but they need to get their priorities straight. Kimberly, how would you describe your wrestling style? You technically sound, you're a brawler, you're a high flyer. I mean, how would you describe your wrestling style? Hello? Kimberly, you there? Skype's been acting this way for quite a while. Kimberly, you there? Oh, we lost her. And she's calling back. Hey, Kimberly. I'm so sorry.
So
I'm so sorry.
it's okay. I understand.
Yeah. Internet is just not what it's cracked up to be sometimes.
I definitely agree with that.
It could be very flawed. So as I was asking before you got cut off, how would you describe your wrestling style?
That's a good question. I would say I'm probably more of a technical wrestler than anything else, but I do also like to hit hard, and occasionally I'll climb to the top rope and do a little bit of flying. So I don't think I have one particular style, but if I had to label it, I would say probably more of a technical wrestler.
I got a question in the chat room from Andrew Browning Master, and we was talking about the divas and knockouts moments ago. He wants to know who is your favorite diva. I'm guessing past or present. I know you mentioned China, but I'm guessing he's referring to the current divas. So, who's your favorite current diva right now?
Oh, it's definitely a tie between Beth Phoenix and Natalia. I can't choose one or the other. I love them both.
Either way is a good choice. Yeah. So, again, you can check her out on Twitter at Kimberly90, KIMBERLEE90. You can find her on Facebook under the name Kimberly, KIMBER and LEE. Kimberly is our guest here on Triple Threat Wrestling Radio. Who would your dream match be? If you can have a dream match, take on anybody, past or present, dead or alive, what would your dream match be? Who would your dream opponent would be?
Oh, wow. Well, one of my dream opponents that is still very much alive and working that I was just talking about is Sarah Del Rey. I haven't gotten the chance to cross paths with her in the ring, and definitely something I want to do. Um, but as far as like people from the past, I don't know. I think it'd be really cool to take on China too. The people that I look up to.
Well, if China decides to get back to wrestling, that would be interesting. She's focused on something else, and I think we
Mhm.
already know what that is. We're not going to really get into that, but hey, she's a woman. It's her choice. She can do whatever, but we all know what she's doing now. Um,
Mhm.
Now, my next question is, what would your advice be to anyone that wants to get into the wrestling business, that wants to make this a job for them, being a wrestler? What would your advice be?
Well, definitely do your research when you're picking what training school you're going to go to. Make sure that you're going to a good, legitimate school, and be prepared to work very, very hard because it becomes something that consumes your whole every day. Like, it's not just the times you're going to the wrestling school to train. You also have to fit in going to the gym on your own and working on your own body and eating healthy so that you have the correct look for the job because unfortunately it is something that a lot of what you look like plays into it, and so definitely something you have to worry about. And know that it's not going to be easy. It's going to be very hard. You're going to have days where you don't feel like walking. You're so sore after training. But if it's something you really love and you really want to do and you have the passion for it, you'll fight through all of that.
Oh, absolutely. The wrestling, it's not your typical 9 to 5 job. And it's not just physical, it's mental because you're going to get hurt. You may even get injured. And it's just a matter of will. It's just a matter if you want it bad enough. It's a matter of
Mhm.
you gotta that you're gonna go through some matches when you're healthy. You're gonna go through some matches when you're not 100%. By the end of the day, is you performing in front of the audience and putting up the best show possible. Um,
Absolutely.
Now you being in New Jersey and all, and of course we all days removed from the Super Bowl. Are you a Giants fan?
Um, I'm not the biggest into sports, but I am originally from Seattle, so I stay true to all my Seattle teams. So I am a Seahawks fan, whether we win anything or not. So,
Hey, I give you respect. You stand to your teams no matter what. Um, Before we let you go, Kimberly, I ask all guests to do this. Station ID, it's a voice drop. All you have to do is say your name, and right after you say your name, you say you are listening to Triple Threat Wrestling Radio. I will count to three, and you go ahead and say it.
alrighty.
All right, one, two, three.
Hi, everybody. My name is Kimberly, and you are listening to Triple Threat Wrestling Radio.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Kimberly. Great having you on the show tonight. And best of success goes out to you. And thank you for putting
Yeah.
up with the technical difficulties. Um,
Oh, I understand.
and you're definitely welcome to come back anytime. Keep us posted on your wrestling career going forward. You have any final words or any shout outs?
Um, I guess just a shout out to my CZW people this weekend, and come see the show. It's going to be a good one.
Most definitely. And go follow her on Twitter. She'll give you the more info on that. At Kimberlee90, KIMBERLEE 90. Again, thank you for your time, Kimberly. You have a good night. You have a great weekend. Thank you once again.
Thank you. Good night.
You have a good night. All right, that was Kimberly, all the way from New Jersey. There were some technical difficulties, but it wasn't as bad as chilling from last Saturday. That's for sure. I mean, we had this guest, and the Skype connection wasn't as bad. Andrew wanted to know if she can be the Valentine. I thought all the times you've been going to dancing clubs, I thought you have those other girls' numbers. There, Andrew. I'm gonna go ahead and recap. We're gonna go on recap Impact from last Thursday night. James Storm had a busy night. He competed in 2 matches. And before I get to that, I want to get to one of the big stories of Impact from last Thursday. Garrett Bischoff, who is the son of Eric Bischoff. He's been teasing his father Eric. He's been teasing his son Eric that, hey, I'm not gonna quit wrestling. I'm going to make it. I'm going to survive. I'm going to be okay. I just need the right person to train me, and I'm good. So the trainer was unveiled, and that trainer happens to be, I guess, a frenemy of Eric Bischoff. Friend, enemy, it's frenemy. Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan is back on Impact Television. Not to wrestle, but just to train Garrett Bischoff. How about that? After the story history between Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff, they have an on and off relationship. Of course, it is a storyline, but they had Immortal last year. They were unstoppable. And then things fell apart when he pretty much came to the aid of Sting right after their match at Bound for Glory. And Hogan's become a good guy now. Hulkamania. The good guy, red and yellow. So Hulk Hogan is now the trainer of Garrett Bischoff. And it doesn't hurt that you get trained by the most popular wrestler out there. Even though he's like 70, 80 years old. So there's your story there. Austin Aries defeated a local wrestler, Ace Haskins. I believe Magnus and Samoa Joe defeated Matt Morgan and Crimson. Matt Morgan got pinned. Actually, it's one of the two. Yeah, it is Magnus. Magnus in his home country of the UK defeated Matt Morgan Crimson. Samoa Joe was his tag team partner. These two guys are going to be facing each other against our odds. We're going to make our predictions momentarily. Tara defeated Gail Kim. Now, it was a non-title match, but a win's a win. Did you know that Tara's birthday is coming up soon? She's going to be 41 years old. Hulk Hogan is 58. Thank you for clarifying, Rocket Man. Speaking of birthdays, Tara turns 41 years old. You know her from Victoria from the WWE. She retired from WWE, then came to Impact. Just to show that she still can wrestle. I'm going to say, for a 41-year-old chick, she looks good. She does. Oh, and on to James Storm busy night. He had to be in 2 matches. Of course, Jeff Hardy couldn't make the trip because on the previous Impact episode, when they were in the United States, they competed in a table match, and Jeff Hardy got powerbombed through a table by Bully Ray, which is why Jeff Hardy couldn't make the trip. James Storm, let's see. James Storm defeated Bully Ray, but he lost to Bobby Roode. So, there you go. It was a historic night for Impact inside the Wembley Arena. And they're going to be in London, United Kingdom, the second of 2 tapings. So go check out Impact tonight. Hey, Tara looks great. She looks remarkable. The woman still looks like she's in good shape. Give the woman credit. If she was single, I probably would. Speaking of woman, I want to give a shout out to Cheyenne and Juan Sexton. I did a recorded interview with them. The interview was posted on Wednesday. And if you haven't heard it, you can go to Triple Threat Western Radio Facebook fan page and listen to it in its entirety. And Cheyenne is going to be one of the guest referees for the UWF Vixen show, which is this coming Sunday. The meet and greet is at 5:30, and the show starts at 6:30. And according to my job schedule, I'm off from work on Sunday. As a matter of fact, I'm off from work this whole freaking weekend. And can y'all believe it's been a month since I moved back to Kentucky? That is unbelievable. I got a job right away. I seen Andrew.
How long are they keeping you out of work for when you're going back to work?
I'm going back to work next week. Apparently they don't have nothing planned for me, so they just say, hey, you just take the week off. I said, okay, I ain't going to front. You know, I'm not going to front one single bit. I just got back to work. And this is kind of how it started for me the last time I worked there. I worked a couple of days a week, and then as the year goes by, I end up working 4 days a week. So it's off to a slow start, but at least I'm working. I have worked, and I am getting a paycheck. So overall, that's good. If you're ready, we're going to go ahead and make our pay-per-view predictions for the TNA Against All Odds pay-per-view, which is this coming Sunday night. So let me go ahead and get to the TNA page here. This will take me just a second. And it's this Sunday, February 12th. And because I'm going to Georgetown to the woman wrestling show, I'm not going to be able to watch the pay-per-view anyway. But regardless, we're going to make our predictions anyway. And speaking of predictions, next Thursday, we'll make our predictions for the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. And one of the girls that's going to be in that Vixen show on Sunday, she's going to be interviewed on this show next week, which I believe be doing shows from Thursday through Sunday of next week.
Right.
If
right, I'm off Thursday, Friday, Saturday next week.
All right, so you're only doing shows Monday and Tuesday of next week coming up.
Correct.
All right. So and Jeff will
right.
be
So
doing.
last show for next week is Tuesday. So I'm doing this Saturday night. And I'm doing this Saturday night. So I got this Saturday, Monday, and Tuesday, and then I'm on vacation until the following Monday.
All right. Now, as we get ready to make our picks, what are you gonna do with the Saturday show once you get back? Is it still gonna be on, or you just sticking to the weekdays?
Well, yeah, no, it's still gonna be on. This Saturday, I believe we are going to do Adult Mad Libs.
Ah.
We're gonna have some fun this Saturday.
All right.
I got one girl. I got two girls lined up. I want to get one more.
All right. I now have the page in front of me, so we can go ahead and make our predictions for the TNA Against All Odds pay-per-view. And we're going to, what is that noise? Sounds like your TV in the background.
Can't see anything past the little few trees.
Okay, I heard it. Now I don't.
I'm having a hard time hearing your Skype's going in and out on me.
Oh. Well, we only got 4 more minutes, so let's just go ahead and make these picks and call it a night. These are the Against All Odds pay-per-view picks. And we're going to start off with the knockout match. For the knockout championship, it's going to be Gail Kim versus Tara Victoria, the soon-to-be 41-year-old. Battle with the former WWE Divas. Who you taking, Tara or Gail Kim for the knockout championship? I'm going to go with Gail Kim only because of the interference of one Madison Wayne. I'm going to pick Gail Kim. Also, it's going to be Matt Morgan and Crimson. Matt Morgan and Crimson going up against Magnus and Samoa Joe for the tag team titles. I don't see Crimson being pinned in this match, so it's either Matt Morgan, Joe, or Magnus because Crimson got that undefeated streak. I'm gonna go with Crimson and Matt Morgan. X Division Championship match on the line. Austin Aries taking on the returning Alex Shelley. Alex Shelley is holding the fork down while his tag team partner of Motor City Machine Guns recovers from injury. I'm going to go with Alex Shelley to become the new champion because I cannot stand Austin Aries. And then on to the number 1 contenders match. Jesse Sorceem taking on Zema Ion. I'm going to go with Zema Ion to win that match. And then you have a challenge match between AJ Styles versus Kazarian with Christopher Daniels. I'm going to go with AJ Styles to win that match. And then our main event, Fatal 4-Way for the TNA World Heavyweight title, Bobby Roode versus Jeff Hardy versus James Storm versus Bully Ray. I'm going to go with Bobby Roode to retain the championship. I thought that was on my computer. Andrew wants to know if I'm going to be able to watch WrestleMania. If I don't have to work on that particular day, then yeah. I did work on Super Bowl Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4:30. That's because of the Super Bowl. I'm going back to 12:30 to 7:30 time slot on my next schedule Sunday at work. So those are my picks for the pay-per-view. And I think I just lost Jeff. But it's okay because the show has come to an end. I want to thank Kimberly for being my guest this evening. And I want to thank you all for listening. Don't forget, Chilling with Jeff and Kenny C will be on Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central, 6 p.m. Pacific. Thank you everyone for listening. You all have a good night. And see you this Saturday on Chillin'. And see you next week on Triple Threat Wrestling Radio. You all have a good night. Peace out.